Brought to you by Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. And by the 2013 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car 15 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Welcome to Rogers Center. Blue Jays take the field, trying to make it 10 straight wins. This is the fourth time in franchise history they've had a 9-game winning streak. Good crowd on hand here with the roof closed. There are showers in the area, and the roof will stay closed at least for the time being. Now it's time to take a look at the starting lineups. They're brought to you by Quaker State, real durable oil. The Orioles scored 6 runs on 7 hits last night, and they pounded out 3 home runs. It's a very similar lineup to that of the Blue Jays. McLaughlin, Machado, and Nick Markakis. Markakis, one of the few Oriole batters that have at bats against Chien-Ming Wang. He's 8 for 19 in his career against Wang, a .421 average with a homer and 3 RBIs, and then the red-hot Chris Davis. His last 9 games, he's hit .342 with 7 homers and 17 RBIs, including his 27th home run here last night. And they are set to face Chien-Ming Wang, who makes his 3rd start of the season for the Jays.
And the 33-year-old right-hander is doing just a great job. 7 innings both times out. Tonight he's going to be asked to continue the streak, has to keep that fastball down. He has great movement when it's down, and he's just done a great job. He's a pro. He knows how to set up hitters.
Defensively for the Blue Jays in the outfield, it's their everyday outfield of Cabrera, Rasmussen, Bautista. Meiser is Stores at third base, has played very well in all 3 infield positions of late. Munenori, Kawasaki, and Bonifacio. Good double play combination up the middle. Edwin Encarnacion's at first. And J.P. Aroncedes is back behind the plate. Josh Tolley got the start in last night's game with Nicky on the mound. Chien-Ming Wang making his 3rd start. And Edwin Encarnacion has done a great job playing in the field at first and at third base. And he has truly become one of the better defenders in the American League, showing a lot of confidence with the glove at first base. So we are all set. Chien-Ming Wang set to pitch to Nate McLaughlin. And here's the first pitch of the ball game. Hit past Encarnacion. McLeod jumped on that first pitch and has a leadoff single. Not wasting any time. That's McLeod's first hit in 4 at-bats against the Blue Jays right-hander.
Well, sometimes it starts this way. You throw a get-me-over fastball. You want to get ahead in the count. You throw it down the zone, everything you want to do. And the guy's ready for it, and he hits it into right field.
So the leadoff man's aboard. McLeod is a threat to run. He's 24 for 27 in steals this season. Manny Machado, the 20-year-old third baseman. And the ball that misses down and away. Machado in last night's game finished up 1 for 4. He had a couple of strikeouts. Batting .325 on the season. On the ground. Kawasaki at short, 2nd for 1, and there'll be no throw to first. Good slide by Nate McLeod, disrupted the timing at 2nd, and all the Jays could get was the force out.
Well, they get the lead runner right there. Munenori going to his right, makes a good accurate throw over to Emilio, and they get the lead runner. Continue the opportunity to get another double play.
Keeps the double play in order. Nick Markakis, the right fielder. McLeod is erased on the 6-4 fielder's choice. Machado at first. Markakis, we mentioned his numbers against Chien-Ming Wang. He's 8 for 19 with a homer against Wang. Outside, Markakis was 0 for 3 last night. He scored a run. He scored in that 4-run 6th inning, capped off by Chris Davis's 3-run homer. Ball on the strike.
Now they're trying to stay away from Markakis early in the game here.
1 out. Ball and a strike on Markakis. Just off the outside edge. Chien-Ming Wang, we mentioned he went 7 innings in each of his first 2 starts. And Jackie's brought back the split finger pitch, something that he hasn't used for a while, but he brought it back in his first start against the White Sox.
Yeah, and he likes to throw that like a lot of guys who threw the split finger with 2 strikes in the count, trying to keep it down in the zone and see if the hitters will chase it out of the zone. And that's primarily what that pitch was designed to do. A hitter sees fastball, arm speed, arm delivery, and then the bottom falls out right at the end.
Chien-Ming Wang pitched on Sunday against the Rangers. Was staked to an early lead. On the ground is Stewart at third. Second for 1. Back to first. Double play. Meiser Stewart starts a inning-ending double play going to his left. Bonifacio with a good turn at second base. Chien-Ming Wang gets the ground balls. He needed just 7 pitches to retire the side in order. Good double play is Stewart. Bonifacio Encarnacion. Their win streak, the last time they did that was in 2008. Here's a look at their lineup. It's Melky Cabrera, Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion, and then Adam Lind against Miguel Gonzalez. He's 5 for 11 with an OPS near 1. He has been swinging a red-hot bat, had another homer in the first, and then J.P. Arancibia this year against Baltimore. He's made the most of his 9 hits. He's hit 2 home runs and driven in 7 runs, to the tune of a .375 batting average against the Orioles, and Blue Jays are set to take on Miguel Gonzalez.
And the 28-year-old right-hander is the proud new father, coming back off of paternity leave here, making his first start. In 6 starts since returning from the DL way back on May 21st. Gonzalez is 3-0 with a 3 ERA, so he's been pitching well lately.
The Blue Jays have not had a 10-game win streak since that streak in 2008, as we mentioned. And here's the first pitch from Gonzalez, taken by Melky Cabrera. Cabrera in the leadoff spot, finished up last night's game 1 for 4. There's a strike. It's a ball and a strike. Gonzalez is 5-2 on the season. He's given up 10 home runs. Outside. He's not overpowering by any means. He's going to mix it up, change speed to try to keep the hitters off balance. This is his 5th start against the Blue Jays. He's 2-1 with an ERA under 4. Up and away.
Well, he can be effective by changing speeds. He's got a good breaking ball, good over-the-top curveball. But by changing speeds, at times it appears to the hitter that that fastball is a lot quicker than it actually is. And that's the art of pitching, really, changing speeds.
2012, Gonzalez finished 9-4 in 18 games, made 5 starts, and started down the stretch. He really earned that opportunity by pitching well out of the bullpen initially. Leadoff walk for Cabrera. Take a look at the defense behind the pitcher, Miguel Gonzalez. It's a good defense. They've only committed 25 errors. McLeod, Jones, and Marquez, 2 Gold Glovers in center and right. Manny Machado has committed 5 errors at third. J.J. Hardy won his first Gold Glove last year. Ryan Flaherty and Travis Ishikawa making just his second start at first base. And Taylor Teagard gives Matt Wieters the day off. Manny Machado, boy, he has played every game this year. In fact, he and J.J. Hardy have started all 75 games for the Orioles this season. Jose Bautista got a good pitch to hit and fouled it straight back. The Blue Jays have won 9 in a row, and Bautista during that stretch hits just 139, so there's still more to come for this offense.
Yeah, he's been the one guy in the lineup that has slumped a little to his standards. He's getting a lot of balls like that one you just saw, where it's right there in the whooping zone, but he's underneath it a little bit.
Fouls this one down the right side. Gonzalez quickly ahead 0-2.
Most home run hitters try to hit the bottom half of the ball to get that backspin, and the ball gets that great carry over the fences. But when you're just off a fraction, you're just underneath it, and that's when you foul a lot of balls back. Very hittable pitches at times.
Here's the 0-2. Downstairs. Mentioned Gonzalez, his last time out on the 16th of June, went 6 1/3, allowed 5 hits and 3 runs to the Boston Red Sox, but all 3 runs came on one swing of the bat, a 3-run homer by Will Middlebrooks in the 7th. He would eventually win that ball game. Strike 3 call. Bautista called out on the inside pitch. Paul Nart rings him up on the fastball. First strikeout of the afternoon for Miguel Gonzalez.
That's a good moving fastball. It starts on the corner and then breaks off the plate. But once it crosses the plate, it's going to be a strike. You're going to see it there. Well, just maybe an inch or so off the plate. Too good to take.
So there's 1 out now for Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin, a couple of hits last night. He gets underneath this one and pops it behind second. Ryan Flaherty out in the outfield makes the catch. Encarnacion's retired on 1 pitch. Adam Lind has been magic in the first inning. 2 games ago, he had a 3-run home run off Juan Nicasio in the first to jumpstart that win. And then last night, with 2 outs and a man on, he goes deep against Jason Hamill. Hit the curveball deep into the seats in right. First inning has been good. Lind now has 10 home runs and 30 RBIs.
Interesting to see if they are a little more careful with Adam Lind, especially early in the game here.
Lind has really been patient, waiting for his pitch to hit, and you can see the Orioles are playing to pull, especially on the left side of the infield. That's Machado, almost at straightaway shortstop. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop, is up the middle. Now Machado, he backs way up. Interesting that they are playing him to pull but pitching him away. And Lind has good power the opposite way. You can see McLeod, the left fielder, basically plating a little bit into the alley in left center. Jones is straight away. Couldn't be any more straight away in center. Three pitches away from Adam Lind, and you can see he's got pretty good balance in his attack.
He's going to go to all fields. He will go to left, and that's why you bring up a good point, Buck. Pitching him away and then playing him to pull. I'm not sure I buy into that one. I think you got to play him pretty much straight up and then mix the pitches up in and out.
Cabrera takes his lead at first. Lynn hammers it to right. Another first inning hit for Lynn. Cabrera around second. He's headed for third. Adam Lynn extends his hit streak to 11.
He does such a good job of grinding out at bats. He's been very patient. And then he finally gets something that he can square up, and he's just doing a great job of that. You can see how still the upper body is, how his head is still and quiet.
That's the 12th straight game that Lind has hit. I misspoke. It's his 12th game hit streak against the Orioles with a first inning single. First and third now for Colby Erasmus. Two outs. Erasmus goes after the first pitch. Colby's just 1 for 9 against Gonzalez, and generally that's the type of pitch that gives him trouble. It goes back and forth and pitches to both sides of the plate. Not really overpowering, but really keeps Colby off balance.
Well, anytime you can get a hitter kind of guessing up there, trying to figure out what your attack plan is.
Check swing Tapper at the plate. It's 0-2.
You can see that Colby's a little out of whack right now. He was just kind of dialed in there for a couple weeks here just not too long ago, and he was a lot more balanced and, like Adam Lynn, quiet with his upper body, seeing the ball better. Now he's starting to jump again, starting to rush out in front, and he gets in trouble when he starts doing that.
Up and away. Well, the Blue Jays have had such a run during this win streak. We'll go back to June 13th down at Texas. That's the last time they trailed. They were down 1-0 after 2 innings. The only time they've trailed in this win streak.
Yeah, that in itself is remarkable.
Ball off the glove, and they're going to take the lead here. Cabrera comes in to score. Wild pitch charge to Miguel Gonzalez, and the Blue Jays take advantage of that leadoff walk.
Well, those walks just find a way to score. He's thrown a couple pitches to Colby Rasmus up, but those are a little bit too up. And I've always said that the hardest thing to do is get a guy to chase up. And the easiest thing for a hitter to see is the ball up and away. It's right there in his eyes. You got to have it within the swinging zone. Got to be at least letter high or lower.
Encarnacion is talking about something he picked up from Gonzalez in the set position. Lind in scoring position. Rasmus takes ball 3 outside. We mentioned the Blue Jays had trailed down in Texas back on the 13th of June, and last night is the first time they had trailed. Buck Showalter back on the bench. He was ejected in the second inning of last night's game after arguing with Angel Hernandez. Strike 3 called. Rasmus is caught looking. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Miguel Gonzalez, but a leadoff walk and a wild pitch, and the Blue Jays have staked Chen-Ming Wong to a 1-0 lead. extend his personal hit streak to 17 straight against the Blue Jays. During that 17-game hit streak, he's hit .370. 6 doubles, 6 home runs, 11 RBIs, and an OPS over 1. That's the third longest Orioles streak against the Blue Jays in franchise history. Al Bumbry had a 20-game hit streak against Toronto. And Miguel Tejada had an 18-game hit streak in 2005 into 2006. Jones takes an off-speed pitch that missed inside. One thing the Blue Jays did last night was they snapped a streak that Jones had of 5 straight games with a home run here at Rogers Center. That stretches back into last season. It's over now. Two and 0. Chen-Ming Wong got double play off the bat of Nick Marquez as that ended the first, and that's the sign that you're looking for with Wong. You want contact and you want balls on the ground. There's a ground foul at the third base line.
Well, you can see from the center field camera how much movement he has on his fastball. Last 2 pitches were fastballs, and they're just really diving down and back towards the hitter. And that's the whole idea with the sinker. You're trying to get the hitter to swing on top of the ball and get it to pound it into the ground, get a ground ball.
2 balls and a strike to the Orioles center fielder. Ground ball. Kawasaki was positioned perfectly. Jones is out. Major league leader in home runs is Chris Davis. He's the DH here this afternoon, and last night he capped off a big inning in the 6th.
Just muscled it out there. He is one strong guy that leads all of the majors in home runs. Pretty easy to see why. Gets the head of the bat on the ball and just tremendous strength and bat speed.
8 RBIs and 3 home runs in his last 2 games. He had a big 5 RBI game in Detroit on Wednesday. Just looking at Chris Davis from your perspective as a pitcher, what would you do to try to get him out?
Well, for me, I'm going to try to pound him in as hard as I can, right below the belt, inner half. See if I can get him to start opening up and showing me that he's going to try to get the head of the bat out. When he does that, then you have a little easier time going away. It opens up the whole plate. But like all good hitters, you cannot stay consistently in one spot. They'll adjust to you. You got to mix it up.
2 of the top 3 home run hitters in the American League in this game this afternoon. Chris Davis and Edwin Encarnacion. 2 balls and a strike. How long did it take you to become aware of what a hitter was trying to do against you?
Well, it's probably a couple years at least in the big leagues before I actually could start recognizing that. And you're really not looking at it. You can't watch the catcher's glove and see a hitter at the same time. It's just a peripheral vision thing that you're actually noticing foot movement, or a guy's upper body that starts flying open, or if a guy's diving, you see him start leaning out over the plate. And those are little things that you just have to pick up by focusing on the target and yet seeing it out of the corner of your eye.
This ball is hit hard into center, and Rasmus dives, and it's over the wall. A ground rule double for Chris Davis. His 24th double of the season comes with 1 out here in the 2nd. Rasmus got a good jump on that ball, but it was hooking away from him as he dove for it.
Well, that pitch down and away, sinking away, and it shows how he can go reach out there and just muscle a ball. Really turned out to be a good effort right there by Kobe Rasmus. Typically you don't want to have a ball get behind you, but it took a hop and went over the wall and got a break there.
J.J. Hardy takes a strike. Hardy hit his 15th home run of the season in the 2nd off R.A. Dickey.
Yeah, 15 bombs for a shortstop. That's not too bad. He's got some pop.
A Much better quality pitch there from Chien-Ming Wang as he gets ahead of Hardy.
Painting the outer half. Needs to come and move him off the plate here so we can have that outer half available.
Ground ball. Bonifacio at second. Hardy's retired. Davis moves to third on the ground out. Now there are 2 down. Another ground ball out for Chien-Ming Wang. So that'll bring Travis Ishikawa to the plate. He's making just his second start at first base. Ishikawa, 29 years old. Came through the Giants system. He was a 21st round pick of the Giants in 2002. Made it to the big leagues in 2006.
Well, he's been tearing up AAA right now, and I think just a few days ago the Orioles had to make a decision. He could opt out of his contract and become a free agent, and they were concerned that maybe with all the injuries over in New York that the Yankees would pick him up, so they recalled his contract and brought him back up.
Ishikawa, you mentioned he played with the Giants parts of 4 seasons in San Francisco. The most at-bats he ever recorded in big leagues was 2009 when he had 326 at-bats and hit 9 home runs for the Giants. Never been a real power guy, and that's been a problem with him as a first baseman. Ball and a strike. He's late on another fastball.
92-mile-an-hour heater right there.
Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. They scored their run on a wild pitch by Miguel Gonzalez. Chien-Ming Wang ahead 1-2. And Sevilla goes down on his knees to keep that ball in front. Chien-Ming Wang, just like Travis Ishikawa, had a minor league contract with the New York Yankees, but had an out in his contract. When it became apparent that the Yankees weren't going to call him to the big leagues, he asked out of the contract, and the Blue Jays didn't waste any time signing him. Just off the outside corner. Chris Davis hit a 1-out double, moved to third on the ground out. Full count pitch. Tapped foul at home plate. We saw Ryan Flaherty is on deck. Flaherty hit a home run in last night's game. His 3rd home run of the season. Orioles hit 3 home runs, as did the Blue Jays. The top 2 home run hitting ball clubs in the American League. Ground ball, foul up the first baseline.
Chien-Ming doing a good job of keeping the ball in the strike zone. Has great movement. All they're doing right now is pounding that ball in the ground. And you want to just stay there. Sooner or later, they'll get one into fair ground and you'll get an out.
Well, Chien-Ming Wang, he didn't want to walk anybody, especially this part of the lineup. He's down in the bottom 3rd of the order. You got to challenge him to put it in play. Aaron Sebe wants another fastball. There's a little looper into left. Cabrera coming quickly, makes a nice running catch. Melky Cabrera got a good read off the bat. Saves a run for Chien-Ming Wang. And protects that 1-0 lead. Sinking liner. Looked like it might have been a 2-out RBI single. Denied by Melky Cabrera.
Sportsnet, brought to you by the 2013 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car 15 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
The defense has really been on their toes of late, especially during this 9-game win streak. And Melky Cabrera saved a run for Chen Ming Wong with a nice running catch for the third out of the inning. JP Arencibia takes the first pitch strike. JP is 3 for 6 against the Orioles right-hander Miguel Gonzalez. Batting .220 for the season, but he's done some damage. 13 doubles, 15 home runs for the Blue Jays catcher. That ball straight back. Gonzalez has been a little bit up in the zone, and Blue Jays have missed some hittable pitches early.
Yeah, a lot of foul balls. Just missing. JP had a good swing right there.
Fouls another pitch back. And you see where those pitches are up out over the plate, and that's dangerous to a power hitter like Arencibia.
Yeah, you don't want to stay there. When you're pitching up in the zone, you better have a little giddy up on it.
Off speed pitch, it was still up, and believe me, he is flirting with danger.
Yeah, JP just missing that one too. He wasn't fooled with the change of speeds. He was right on it, but just underneath it.
Gonzalez is 3-0 in his last 3 starts. Overall, he's 2-0 in his last 3 starts against the Jays. Boy, and all those pitches are on the same plane across the plate, and he was able to get that ball far enough outside that Arencibia just fouled it off the end of his bat. JP last played on Wednesday in the series finale against Colorado. Comes inside and catches the inside corner. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Alex Colomé is starting for the Tampa Bay Rays. Tampa Bay has really had some pitching problems. David Price is getting close to a rehab start, but he's nowhere near returning. And of course, Alex Cobb is on the disabled list after being hit in the head by a line drive.
And those are 2 key guys in their rotation. You just don't find a replacement for those guys and expect the same results.
Miser Sturz had an impact on the game last night. He scored 3 runs, had a couple of hits, and got a key hit in the 9th, the leadoff single to right. He's been doing a nice job and certainly has improved play dramatically defensively.
Yeah, I think the combination of that, he's kind of catching up with the speed of the turf here, but he's also starting to pick it up offensively. He contributed in a big way last night. In that game last night, an exciting ball game, but a lot of great things happened. They played small ball, they played long ball, and this guy set the table.
Pops this one up. Machado, the third baseman, ranges into foul ground, and he makes the catch. Let's go back to the 9th inning in last night's game as Sturz leads it off and gets a base hit to right field. His 2nd hit of the night, 3rd time he had reached. Then Josh Tolley executes a perfect sac bunt. That moves his Sturz to 2nd. DeRosa, the pinch hitter, is intentionally walked, but he's running from 1st to 2nd and avoids the tag to keep the inning alive. And that set the table for Rajai Davis.
And then Rajai gets a pitch out over the plate, deposits into left field, and the celebration begins. A lot of happy guys there, including Mooney with his first major league home run.
Well, you mentioned it was a great combination of power and small ballers. They were able to manufacture that run in the ninth. Emilio Bonifacio rips it straight back to the screen. Bonifacio still hovering just over 200 with the batting average. On base percentage not much better at 231, but you just love to see him get hot and get on base more consistently, because he can create a lot of havoc on the bases. Another pop-up. Machado over in the coach's box makes the catch. An easy inning for Gonzalez. We'll go to the third at Rogers Center. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Top half of the third inning. Be Ryan Flaherty, Taylor Teagarden, and back to the top of the order, Nathan McLeod.
Well, we talked about Flaherty yesterday hitting the home run off R.A. Dickey, and it was just a nice, easy swing. He just made good contact, and the ball jumped out in the upper deck in right field. Not a home run hitting guy, but he made great contact and got the right part of the bat out in front of the plate.
Just his third home run of the season, making his 45th start at second base. There's some talk that Brian Roberts might join this ball club after the All-Star break. Roberts has had all sorts of injuries the last several seasons, and it's one area where the Orioles have really struggled offensively is at second base. They haven't had much production there.
Well, it's really the one position that Buck Showalter has done a little bit of rotating. Alexi Casilla has played some there. Of course, Flaherty. The rest of the infield pretty solid. Hardy, Davis, and Machado.
Hit hard off the glove of Encarnacion. Flaherty is thinking about two. Bautista stops him. Boy, Flaherty did a good job. It was a hard turnaround first, and then he saw Bautista got to the ball. And Jose is able to keep him at first base. Encarnacion slapped the turf in frustration. He got a glove on that ball, but it wasn't able to make a play on it. Bautista hustling over to keep Flaherty at first. Taylor Teagarden, the catcher. Goes after that first pitch. Teagarden doesn't have many at bats. You can see hitting just 171. He's been dealing with injuries. He's had a back problem. He began the season on the DL, wasn't activated until the 15th of July. He started just 15 games for the Orioles in 2012. Of course, you got the All-Star Gold Glover behind the plate, Matt Wieters. There's not going to be a whole lot of opportunities for him as a backup catcher. Fouled it straight back. Blue Jays have turned one double play already this afternoon. That came in the first off the bat of Nick Markakis. Bonifacio has really improved his turn at second base.
Yes, he has. The ball that Markakis hit to Meiser was turned extremely quick by Emilio.
Chien-Ming Wang snares the line drive, and there's another double play. Well, Chien-Ming Wang, because he pitches to contact so often, is a very good fielder, and this is a line drive right back to the mound.
Well, again, the Blue Jays catching a break. One of the things that happens when a team wins an extensive amount of games in a row, you're going to catch some breaks, and right now everything seems to be going their way.
You always talk about a pitcher in his finish position as to whether or not he's a good fielder, and that was a good example. Chien-Ming Wang was squared up to the batter after he delivered the pitch. 2 outs, top of the order. Nate McLeod hit the first pitch of the ball game into right for a single. McLeod's been a good table setter for the Orioles. Orioles were very conscious of coming into this series and trying to cool off the Blue Jays. Last night was a tough loss for them. They lost in the bottom of the 9th inning. They recognized that the Blue Jays had gotten off to a slow start, and they wanted to come in here and cool them off and dampen their momentum.
Well, that's one thing that when a team's on a winning streak, the opposition always wants to be the one to stop the streak.
Ball is driven to left. Melky Cabrera on the run, on the track, makes the catch. McLeod hit it hard, but Melky Cabrera is running well in left. Munenori Kawasaki will lead things off when we come back to Rogers Center. In the 7th that tied the game. Kawasaki for the season has 17 RBIs, 8 of which have come against the Orioles. Only Edwin Encarnacion has more RBIs against Baltimore than Mooney.
Go figure.
Had the game winner against Jim Johnson as Blue Jays scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to come back on May 26 right here at Rogers Center. And that's the game in which Munenori Kawasaki made his post-game speech. My name is Munenori Kawasaki and I am Japanese. Boy, he's really been a great teammate. And you remember when he entered the Blue Jays, came up from the minor leagues after Reyes was hurt. We all kind of thought, well, he'll play a couple games and then the Blue Jays will go out and find somebody.
They did.
I don't think the Blue Jays could have found a better replacement than Munenori Kawasaki.
No, he has been everything you could expect. He catches all the ground balls that are hit at him. He's getting better as far as his range. More accurate throws. And grinds out at bat after at bat.
He is the most prepared player I've seen in a number of years. I mean, he literally is out on the field every day. Today, nobody hit on the field, but Kawasaki took ground balls. Good fastball catches the outside corner. Kawasaki was out with Luis Rivera, the third base coach and infield coach, and he took ground balls, and he was the only guy out there. I mean, there were guys running around playing catch, but nobody practiced on the field except Kawasaki.
Buck, you and I have both been to Japan and have witnessed how they prepare. And it's just a work ethic that is beyond what we would consider. Sometimes I think the average person that watches Major League Baseball or minor league baseball, they would think that in Japan they're overworking him. But that's just part of his routine, and it's become his daily staple.
Yeah, and it's just a product of routine, like you mentioned. You know, they practice ground balls. I mean, it's not unusual for them to take 500 ground balls in a day. They just do it over and over and over, and you repeat that same motion, and you just get a great routine and become a creature of habit.
And that helps build instinct.
This ball is ripped down the right side, but foul. But every time he hits the ball hard, the crowd gets to their feet.
Well, he can put a charge into this crowd. Nobody, at least this year at Rogers Center, has had a better ovation than he did last night.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. They worked him away. First out of the inning. Fans, if you want your baseball questions answered by a team of experts, email asktheexperts@sportsnet.ca and keep your eye out for the Home Hardware Ask the Expert segment later on in the game.
Well, that's the 4th strikeout for Miguel Gonzalez, and the last 3 have all been looking, so he's starting to paint. That was a great pitch right there, a pitcher's pitch.
Back to the top of the order. Melky Cabrera goes after the first pitch and lines it right to Adam Jones in center. 2 down. All 4 of the strikeouts Gonzalez has recorded this afternoon have been looking. Got Bautista looking in the first, an inside pitch. Jose thought it was off the plate. Breaking ball for a strike. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. They scored a run on a walk and a wild pitch. Adam Lind had a base hit. Lind extended his hit streak against Baltimore to 12 straight with a single in the first. "15 times Jose has hit it that way." Another pitch upstairs and another pitch foul back. So much about hitting is timing, and we've talked an awful lot about timing. And Jose had a 50 home run season a couple years ago because his timing was so good. Lays off that curveball. But right now it seems as though his timing's out of whack, just a fraction.
Yeah, it's just a minor adjustment. Difference between a foul ball straight back and a ball that lands in the seats is a very minor adjustment.
Tell you what, Gonzalez is working him over. Back and forth, in and out.
Well, he's pitching. He really is. He's done a great job in the early part of the game. And Blue Jays kind of lucky to manufacture a run in the first inning. Tough to lay off that one. Good job.
That was close, wasn't it?
As a pitcher, you throw that ball right there and you say to yourself, how did you not swing?
Encarnacion is on deck. Here's the payoff pitch to Bautista.
Right there. Those are the kind of pitches you wish you have back when things are going well. You don't get those pitches right down Broadway.
Set up away. Popped up. Flaherty, the second baseman, in the outfield, makes the catch. Gonzalez has retired 7 straight Blue Jays. We've played 3 at Rogers Center. Chin Ming Wong and the Jays have a 1-0 lead. Flex Pack. Get great seats and save on your price per ticket. The deadline for buying a 2013 Flex Pack is Friday, June 28th at 5 p.m. There are great opponents still on the schedule coming to Rogers Center this season, including the New York Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Tigers. For more information, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234 or log on to BlueJays.com to purchase your 2013 Blue Jays Flex Pack. Manny Machado looks at an outside sinker ball. Manny Machado is just 20 years old. He came up last year and played every day at third base as a 19-year-old, playing for Buck Showalter. I asked Showalter if there were any similarities to Manny Machado and Derek Jeter, who Showalter had when he was managing the Yankees at a similar age. Jeter was 21 when he first came up, and he said they both had great baseball awareness early on. Machado goes after that high pitch and pops it up. 1 down here in the fourth. Fans, it's time for our BlackBerry Sneak Peek Stat of the Game, brought to you by the new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10, built to keep you moving.
And you're going to see the differences with the split finger fastball and the fastball. Overall, he's thrown more fastballs than splitters, but recently He's knocked that number down, thrown more splitters, and what he's doing is he gets ahead in the count with 2 strikes. He'll throw that split finger and try to get the hitter to chase it out of the zone. And he's ahead in the count a lot, so that's one of the reasons you're seeing more of them.
Now, you threw the forkball. What's the difference between the forkball and the splitter? Is it just semantics?
Well, I think, for me, I threw a forkball, and it's because I could really jam my fingers around the outside of the baseball and pull through the ball to get that top spin just like a curveball. So what the hitter would see was and there's the split right there. He doesn't really jam his fingers. He just sort of spreads them, and the ball kind of tumbles, but not as drastically as a forkball, which would really have the good spin of a overhand curveball.
Ball and a strike to Nick Markakis. Back to Chin-Ming Wong. Easy play, 2 outs.
Another good job for Wong to field his position. He squares up so well after he releases the ball. Doesn't have that high after kick from his back leg like a lot of pitchers. He doesn't spin off towards first base. He just squares up. Mark Burley does such a great job with it. R.A. Dickey does a great job, and now we're seeing Chin-Ming Wong doing a great job of being in a fielding position after they release the ball.
You become that 5th infielder, and it's really important when you pitch to contact so often. Adam Jones grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Well, there's that swing back 2-seam fastball that catches the outside corner. Jack, show us your grip on that forkball that you threw.
Well, a split finger is more of just splitting your fingers a little bit on the seams, but a forkball, you're actually jamming it in more, and you're pulling your fingers through the ball. When you release it, you're really pulling your fingers so the ball tumbles and goes to the plate like a good overhand curveball.
Yeah, I always thought a forkball was truly a breaking ball. I caught Lindy McDaniel, who had a legitimate forkball. He threw it straight over the top, and it tumbled like Bruce Suter's.
Yeah.
Elroy Face was the first guy, I think, that really brought it to prominence, the great reliever for the Pittsburgh Pirates. 1-2, 2 outs. Adam Jones at the plate.
I think the typical split finger is a ball that basically, because your fingertips aren't on top of the ball, it's actually thrown more like a changeup. It's designed to be an off-speed pitch, and it actually will sink a little bit. It's not truly a forkball that's actually tumbling.
Chin-Ming Wong beat Jones with that fastball.
But most of the guys that had a good forkball threw right over the top. They released the ball right out in front, and it's really critical where your hand is on top of a baseball. If you ever get your hand behind the ball will stay up, and it's a worthless pitch. It goes a long way.
The old proverbial BP
kind of like
fastball.
that big moon we had with the hanging slider.
Here's the 2-2 to Jones. Cut on and missed. He fouled it into the glove of Aaron Sabia. Chin-Ming Wong sets down the Orioles in order, picks up his first strikeout. Gets Adam Jones as Aaron Sabia is able to hold on to the foul tip. July 1st, Canada's birthday, the Blue Jays will take on the Tigers. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. Come on down early and enjoy the pregame festivities outside Rogers Center. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Blue Jays replica red baseball cap. For tickets to Canada Day, call the Jays at 416-341-1234. You can always log on to order your Blue Jays tickets at BlueJays.com. Stop by most Rogers Plus locations.
How about those red jerseys? I kind of like the looks of those.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Always great when the Blue Jays are home for Canada Day. 3, 4, and 5 in the Blue Jays batting order to face Miguel Gonzalez. There's a slider in there for a strike. The Blue Jays scored in the first, a leadoff walk to Melky Cabrera. He went first to third on a 2-out single by Linden and scored on a wild pitch committed by Gonzalez. Popped back over the screen, out of play. Edwin Encarnacion hit his 20th home run of the season last night in the 6th.
And he went down after that one too and pulled it over the left field second deck. A lot of strength in that swing. You watch Edwin day in and day out take batting practice and you realize what a strong man he is. He just crushes baseballs.
Well, he even has his teammates in on during batting practice.
Oh, yeah.
Mark DeRosa is always talking about, man, I got to hit with that guy in the same group.
I might ask for a different group. That's why Noodle doesn't hit with him.
This is popped up and playable, left side of the infield. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop, takes charge and makes the catch. So first out of the bottom of the 4th.
8 straight out for Miguel Gonzalez, who's getting on a little bit of a roll here.
Interesting, though, it's 1 out here in the 4th, and he's had 5 pop-ups. So that tells me the Blue Jays hitters are just missing him. He's thrown a lot of pitches up there.
He has.
In the hitter's eyes, and he's gotten away with a few pitches early.
His best pitches are the called 3 strikes, and he's kind of locking guys up because those are the ones that are down in the zone.
Adam Lind has the only Blue Jays hit. He's reached base in 19 of his last 20 games. Like a 4-seamer, he just rode on the outside corner.
Yeah, interesting the way they've got the outfield position right now. McLouth and Jones are positioned straight away, and then they have Nick Markakis in right field. He's shaded way over towards the right field gap. But they're pitching him away, just basically saying you can't pull this. There's a big hole down the right field line.
Jason Hamill throwing that curveball in the first inning of last night's game, and he pulled it into the seats in right. Boy, he's in a good spot right now. He is taking those hitter count pitches just off the plate. He's not over anxious. He's making the pitcher come to him. Takes that one. And if he takes it, he must have had a different pitch on his mind.
Looking for the spinner right there. And that's what you can do when you're ahead in the count. You can afford to look for a pitch, don't get it, you just let it go.
And he takes the walk. Blue Jays had a rough start to their season. And when you look back over the season record, they started out 13 and 23, 10 games under. And then, of course, they're 10 over now as they finally reached the 500 mark for the first time since July 30th last year.
Yeah, it's interesting how they've just literally flip-flopped those numbers around. And that's a tale of 2 different teams. Early in the year, I think they're all pressing, trying to get to understand each other and play as a team. And speed of the turf was a little surprise for a few guys, but they're clicking on all 8 right now.
I spoke to Casey Jansen about that this morning. I said, was it the fact that there were so many new guys that it took a while for the team to really come together. He said, no, I don't know. He said, yeah, we probably had 50% turnover from last year, but we just didn't play well. And they fell behind early. The pitching wasn't very good to start games, and they constantly had to play catch up. Well, now the starting pitching has set the tone for the Blue Jays, and then, of course, this trio down here in the bullpen, along with Steve Delabar and Neil Wagner and Juan Perez and Darren Oliver, they have really pitched well. No earned runs in their last 24 innings pitched.
I just had a little thought there about my comment yesterday with Tom Kelly about we're all in the same boat together, everybody grab an oar. Well, the motor's running right there. Those guys are on cruise right now.
0-2 to Rasmus. He strikes out. Another strikeout for Miguel Gonzalez. That's 5 for Gonzalez.
Now he's doing such a great job of changing speeds. This time he takes a little off his fastball, gets Kobe out front, good sink on that changeup.
Lind is at first with the walk. Now J.P. Arencibi. He was caught looking at strike 3 in the second. Had a good rip at that pitch, down and in, and fouled it straight back. Gonzalez's season high in strikeouts is 7. He's done that twice. He had 7 against the Astros in Houston on June 6th, and had 7 against the Blue Jays right here at Rogers Center on May 26th. That was the game that the Blue Jays scored 4 in the bottom of the ninth to hit the comeback win. Arencibi's behind 0-2. Lynn's been on base twice. Blue Jays have only had 3 base runners, Lynn twice and Melky Cabrera. 1 hit and 2 walks, that's it. But they have a 1-0 lead. Pretty close to take. Because Gonzalez has been around the plate so much, he's getting those borderline calls in most cases.
Well, that's the way to work an umpire, quite honestly. As you're around the plate, you're going to actually get a little bit as the game progresses. When you're always missing and you make a good pitch, a lot of times that'll freeze an umpire and they'll call it a ball because you haven't been consistent at all.
Did you ever keep a book on umpires?
No, but I knew what they were about. Certain guys had bigger strike zone than other guys. There was one umpire, which I will never mention publicly, that I never won a game with him behind the plate. And I was convinced that if I would have played 20 more years, I would have never won a game with him behind the plate.
1-2. Another squibber up the line. I had a lot of English on it, and Gonzalez gets on it, and Arencibi is out. That ends the 4th inning. We'll go to the 5th. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. Zone contest winners, and this family is from Calgary, and they want to send their best wishes to a lot of their neighbors who have been hit by the flooding conditions around Calgary. They say that their home is fine, but a lot of their friends have been inundated with the floodwaters, and they want to send their best wishes to everybody in Calgary, and we're glad you're here enjoying the great game. So we move to the 5th inning. Chris Davis has already doubled this afternoon. Now here's something that's interesting. We always talk about pitching to strengths and a pitcher's strengths. Chien-Ming Wang is strong down out over the plate. Davis is strong down out over the plate. What do you do if you're Chien-Ming Wang?
Well, that's to me the purest form of competition is strength against strength. You've got to go with what you do the best, and sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. But you look at all competition in all sports, and what do the fans love more than anything else is when one guy's really good in one defensive aspect and the other guy challenges that, and you see who really comes out on top.
Trying to come inside here. Well, that's a pretty good pitch. Just didn't run back far enough. But you make a great point. You talked about pounding Davis inside of the fastball. Well, Chien-Ming Wang's fastball doesn't have the velocity that you play.
And it tails back over the plate, so you have to be very, very careful.
Aaron Sebe is set up outside. 3-1. And you made a great point in last night's game about Chris Davis. You know what? Don't beat your head up against the door. If he gets you into a hitter's count, go ahead, pitch around him.
He's not, you know, Rajai Davis on the base pass. He's going to clog up the pass a little bit.
Ground ball. Bonifacio ranges to his right, but couldn't come up with it. It's a base hit for Chris Davis, his second of the afternoon. Bonifacio was hustling to get to it, got a glove on it, but couldn't field it cleanly.
Yeah, the glove is facing towards the turf, and he just tries to feel it in the palm, but it pops out of the palm of his mitten. Nothing he can do once that happens.
So Davis is at first. You can see it just ticked off the thumb of his glove.
It's like he might have been pulling his eye off the ball, just getting ready to throw to first base. And so many times at every level, for all the kids listening, you've got to catch the ball first, and that means follow it into your glove.
You can't do a thing until you catch it. Nobody out. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop. 0-2. Chien-Ming Wang has had a ground ball double play turned behind him, and he started a 1-3 double play on a line drive off the bat of Taylor Teaguard. He's been rolling the ground balls this afternoon. He'd love to get another one off the bat of J.J. Hardy. Pretty close. Didn't get the call. Bouncing ball. Kawasaki will go to first to throw out Hardy. That's all they could get. Ball wasn't hit sharply enough to turn two. Davis moves into scoring position with one out. First baseman Travis Ishikawa. He flied out to left field his first time up. Ishikawa picked up his first hit this month when he was called up on Wednesday in Detroit. Goes after the first pitch and drives it deep down the left side, but foul. Ishikawa was the Orioles minor league player of the month playing at Norfolk. he hit .413 with 7 home runs in 21 games in the month of May. And that certainly prompted the Orioles to consider calling him up.
Yeah.
And then he had the deadline of his contract with the out in it, and they decided to promote him.
It's kind of double-edged sword. It's you want him to do well, but you don't know if you have a spot in the big leagues for him. But because he does well, you don't want him to end up in somebody else's hands and come back and bite you.
It's kind of a new thing that we have seen throughout some of these minor league contracts, where guys will sign a minor league deal with the ability to opt out of the contract if they're not called to the big leagues. The talent is so thin, and as we mentioned, that's what the deal was with Chien-Ming Wang when he signed a minor league deal with the Yankees. He had an opt-out at a couple of different points in the season. Two and one. At the time that Chien-Ming Wang was throwing the ball well in AAA for the Yankees, David Phelps had taken over in the rotation, and he started to get on a roll. So then Chien-Ming Wang wasn't needed.
Well, and I can see how some of the scouts, especially if you look at his numbers when he was with.
Wang gets a piece of it, but that goes into center. Rasmus is not going to make a throw. Chris Davis scores, and it's a 1-1 tie. Travis Ishikawa, with his first RBI of the season, has tied it up at 1-1.
Yeah, that ball hit just a little too hard for Chien-Ming Wang to react to it. You see, he just tried to get his glove up, but doesn't react quite quick enough. And that's a base hit and an RBI.
Well, you can hear it hit off his glove. Davis is a good base runner. He scores from second. Good extension by Ishikawa, and Chien-Ming Wang just got a piece of it, but it was off his glove into center. Ryan Flaherty had a single his first time up. The Orioles have out-hit the Blue Jays 5-1. Way outside. Appeal is Angel Hernandez down at third base, said that Flaherty went around.
He asked and he called.
You could hear Paul Nart said he asked for the appeal and he called it, meaning Angel Hernandez. And Buck Showalter and Angel Hernandez had a long discussion at home plate last night in the second inning, which led to Showalter's first ejection of the season.
Well, it's amazing to me how technically managers are not allowed to argue balls and strikes, but they can still get their point across, and that's exactly what Showalter just did there, or somebody on the bench anyway. Paul Newart, the home plate umpire, yelling over there what had taken place.
1-2. Outside. Showalter came out to argue after Chris Davis was called out for a swing, and the argument was Davis fouled the ball, and Angel Hernandez initially called foul ball, raised his hands and stopped the play. Then they reversed the call and called Davis out for not making contact. This time Flaherty doesn't make contact and he strikes out. That's just the second strikeout of the afternoon for Chien-Ming Wang. Blue Jays have put together this 9-game win streak on the strength of their pitching. And you look at the AL East team ERAs in the month of June. Blue Jays lead the pack by a bunch. Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles, and Rays all over 3.5 runs per ball game, while the Blue Jays are under 2.5 runs.
Yeah, that's one full run over the closest team, being the Red Sox. So that's a huge margin, and it speaks volumes. In that 13-23 run to start the season, the Blue Jays had a total of 139 runs scored, and they gave up 190 runs. But since then, they've scored 193 runs and only given up 146. So it's almost a flip-flop, not only in the win-loss column, but the way runs have been produced.
Yeah, a lot of teams in this day and age are put together with run prevention in mind. That being said, you build up your bullpen, you tighten up your defense, and you hope your starters pitch well. A lot of old managers used to say, keep it close until I figure something out.
I think there's still a lot of managers. They just don't say it anymore.
And you know what? That's exactly the nature of the game. You play tight, you play good defense, you don't make many mistakes, and you're in every ball game. Buck Showalter's team has committed just 25 errors this year. This is their 75th ball game. Taylor Teagard with a 1-2 count. Bounced it off the glove of Aaron Sebia. And puts another runner in scoring position. Travis Ishikawa moves to second base on the wild pitch, but J.P. Aaron Sebia didn't do a great job of moving to get in front of this ball. He tried to backhand it. Anytime you do that, you're going to get burned.
No, that's something you just can't do. You've got to shift your body and put your chest down and try to block it with your body. And a lot easier said than done. I can only imagine the fatigue of a catcher who catches every day, but that's what you're taught to do. And I remember when I was in the minor leagues, we had a young catcher who became my full-time catcher in the big leagues, Lance Parrish. And he played here for Toronto at the end of his career. We had a coach named Les Moss who was a former catcher, manager for our AA club. And he would work on that all the time and just literally make him, a lot of times without a glove, give him a chest protector and his shin guards and a face mask and just shift his body. And he had to put his arms behind his back and just use his body to block the ball, keep it in front of him.
Changes the entire complexion of the inning by allowing that base runner to get to scoring position. Full count to the Orioles catcher, Taylor Teagard. Right back to Chen-Ming Wong. The inning is over. The Orioles have tied it. An RBI single by Travis Ishikawa. It's a 1-1 game. The Confederations Cup. It's a highly anticipated tune-up event for next year's World Cup. Tomorrow, Sportsnet World has Uruguay and Tahiti. Visit sportsnet.ca/world for details on how to subscribe. Big crowd in the house for Game 2 of this 3-game series against the AL East rival Baltimore Orioles. Last night there were 35,000 on hand. A much bigger crowd here this afternoon. It is Cottage in the City weekend at Rogers Center, and fortunately for us, our cottage has a big roof on it. The Muskoka chairs are inside Rogers Center, and they've done a nice job with that 200 level outfield area where the fans can mix and mingle and enjoy the ball game from a different perspective. And those fans have a nice vantage point, and it's good to see you too. 1-1 ball game. Meiser Astores popped up to the third baseman his first time up. High, deep drive to right. He's done it again. Meiser Astores with a big hit. His 5th home run of the season.
Well, Buck, you've been talking about it for the first 4 innings about how Miguel Gonzalez has been throwing a lot of balls right down Broadway, and that flirting with disaster there. Meiser's just looking, hunting that first pitch fastball, and instead of fouling it back like a lot of the hitters have been doing, he squares it up and sends it sailing.
Boy, he has played very well of late, including scoring 3 runs last night. Here he breaks the 1-1 tie with his 5th home run of the season. Bottom of the order had a big impact in the win last night. Bonifacio goes after the first pitch and lifts a fly ball to left.
Take a look at Meiser's swing right here. Just a simple swing, getting the head out in front, making great contact and enjoying the results.
Well, it is so important to answer the Orioles' run in the top half of the inning. Just throw the glove right back down and said, okay, we got that one covered. Blue Jays have a 1-run lead at 2-1. Blue Jays have been aggressive. They have had that kind of personality their whole existence, but that first pitch home run now gives the Blue Jays 20 home runs on the first pitch. That leads the American League. The first pitch home runs. Milwaukee has hit 24 first pitch home runs. That's the most in the majors.
Well, I remember early in the year John Gibbons talking to the writers about the fact that it's kind of all or nothing, and he says, well, that's the kind of team we're built around. We've got a lot of guys that are going to take healthy swings, and we need to hit the ball in the seats to win ball games. And yet during this winning streak, you've seen a lot of different things, and small ball being a part of it several times. They're just playing solid baseball in so many aspects.
When you think about the nature of this win streak, they've won 9 straight, but 4 times they've been out hit by their opponents.
Yeah.
Munenori Kawasaki deep to right, just foul. What's up with Noodle?
What is going on? He hits one and he thinks he's going to become the next Sadahata hole. Oh, here we go. I just figured it out. Kawasaki has a unique way of charging up his teammates. Now he's going after a bigger target, the entire crowd.
So he works Gonzalez for the walk, and look at the joy in the dugout. And I'm telling you what, you've been on a lot of great teams. I've been on good teams, but this team has come together around Munenori Kawasaki.
Yeah. It's special. It really is. It's not something that happens every day. And, for whatever reason, the only thing I can even compare it to, and I wasn't a part of the team, I was just the guy to replace him, was the great year 1976, the way Mark Fidrich captured the baseball world. And of course, it happened again out in L.A. with another pitcher, Fernando Valenzuela, but Kawasaki's not in that caliber of player. Those guys were dominant pitchers. Kawasaki's just that utility guy that inspires everybody, and so much fun to watch.
Take another look at this long drive. It's a foul ball, but it certainly got the crowd into the action. Kawasaki with some body English, but it hooked foul. But you're right about coming together as a team, and Munenori has bridged several different language barriers. Like Mark Burley said earlier, we know he's cheering for his teammates, but we have no idea what he's saying. And Burley characterized him as the best teammate he's ever had.
Well, that tells you a lot about the guys that you could understand what they were saying.
Melky Cabrera lines it to second. Kawasaki is doubled up. That will end the inning. The inning-ending double play, but the Blue Jays have taken a 2-1 lead on the home run. Here comes the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. June 23rd, when the Blue Jays and Orioles wrap up this 3-game series. The game time is 1:07 p.m. The first 20,000 fans into Rogers Center receive a Blue Jays beach towel. Nate McLeod goes after the first pitch, and Encarnacion wins the race to the bag. For a beach towel giveaway, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com to order your tickets for tomorrow's game. Or you can always stop by most Rogers Plus locations. Big crowd here this afternoon. Should be another big crowd tomorrow. 43,261 on hand, and they have been entertained by a good ball game.
Yeah, and seeing this is cottage in the city, and you have a little inclement weather maybe tomorrow, a little rain. I've got a big tent for you to come and join the party.
And it has been a party. Blue Jays trying to win their 10th straight game. Franchise record for consecutive wins is 11, and they've accomplished that twice. Most recently in 1998, August 27th through September 7th, they had an 11-game win streak. One by Encarnacion. Steps on the bag. Machado is retired.
Well, the guy at the plate has done that many, many times on the other side, and this time he gets one himself. Great play by Edwin. Stretched out, Superman, picked it up, run to the bag. Chen Ming says thank you.
Go for 10 in a row indeed. Encarnacion did it with his bat last night. He takes a hit away from Manny Machado. Nick Markakis batting with 2 outs. Takes a first pitch strike.
Buck, I remember so many times where I'd have great defense behind me like that, both on the infield and outfield. The guys are just stretched out, catching balls, and saving runs. They'd come into the dugout and I'd say, way to go. And they'd say, you're making us work too hard.
It's a tough play for Kawasaki. He stays with the big up, and it's a quick inning for Chien-Ming Wang. It took him just 5 pitches to get through the 6th. The Blue Jays clinging to a 1-run lead. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Sportsnet 4 Channel, Pacific West, Ontario, and East. The Red Sox at the Tigers. Blue Jays lead it 2-1. Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion, Adam Lind, the meat of the Blue Jays order here in the 6th. Bautista takes the strike.
And that'll be a great time to tack on a couple insurance runs. Looks like Chien-Ming Wang is going to pitch into the 7th inning again.
Took something off that pitch, and Bautista is behind 0-2. Orioles haven't announced their starting pitcher for tomorrow's game yet. Could be Freddie Garcia, the right-hander. Might be Zach Britton, the left-hander.
There's Freddie
is sitting in the dugout. That might suggest that he is going to start tomorrow. Josh Johnson goes to the mound for the Blue Jays, and he's been pretty good since his return from the DL. Johnson still looking for his first Blue Jays win. Bautista gets underneath it. Nate McLeod waits on it and makes the catch. 1 down.
Have you voted in the Kit Kat Chunky Challenge? Try all 3 new flavors today and cast your vote on Facebook for a chance to win some big chunky prizes.
Great afternoon here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays have the lead, 2 runs on 2 hits. Orioles have 1 run on 5 hits. Meister Sturis with the leadoff home run in the bottom of the 5th has pushed the Blue Jays out in front. Edwin Encarnacion has popped up twice.
Yeah, the other run being the 1st inning run that scored Melky Cabrera on a wild pitch. So making the most of what they've done at the plate tonight.
Encarnacion had that pitch pretty well measured, just 84 miles an hour, but he fouled it back.
When you watch Miguel Gonzalez and the way he pitches and changes speeds and locates good breaking ball, and you wonder why he isn't among the league leaders. He must have a mental breakdown when he's not pitching against Toronto.
Yeah, he has done a great job of mixing his pitches very effectively.
He's done a great job, especially against the Blue Jays this year.
It's a broken bat, little pop-up. J.J. Hardy is there, and Encarnacion has popped up 3 times today. Miguel Gonzalez has 5 strikeouts and all but 1 looking.
Well, he's made a few mistakes over the plate, but when he needs a pitch, he's able to execute it. And he's gotten a lot of guys looking with the breaking ball. He's got a good, sharp breaking ball, a good changeup with movement. Made a few mistakes with the fastball that he's gotten away with, not so much with Meiser. He did not get away with that one.
Well, Lynn didn't like that call, but you can see his body language. He steps back and says, okay, that's 1 for you. I still got 2 more.
You know, with that kind of approach to an umpire, I really think that when it's a real crunch time, you're going to get the call.
Bouncing ball. J.J. Hardy, deep hit short, just in time. Hardy was playing on the right field side of second. Comes back across the bag to throw out Lynn. Blue Jays go down in order in the 6th. Hardy starts out on the first base side of the bag. He's got a strong arm and needs it to throw out Lynn. Listen to live audio, follow games pitch by pitch, and enjoy in-game video highlights. The app is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Android, and BlackBerry Z10. Season-long subscription packages are available for $19.99. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. And Bat 13 is the official app of Major League Baseball. Adam Jones, 0 for 2 so far. Jones has a 17-game hit streak against the Blue Jays at stake. His average at an even 300. Last year, Adam Jones hit 380 against the starter when he faced him for a 3rd time in the game. That's a pretty good number.
Well, I just saw something right in that last swing. Here he is 0 for 2, and he wants to hit that. And that tells me, stay right where you are, Chin Man. Down in the zone. He may chase. A lot of times hitters are so aggressive that they'll swing at pitches like that.
And there you are. Jones is 0 for 3. Good call, Jack. He was anxious and he chased a borderline pitch. So now in a one-run game, you got to deal with the leading home run hitter in baseball, and Chen Ming Wong's not going to have to worry about it.
I got a plan for that. You just wait for your manager to come out and give it to a left-hander.
So Chen Ming Wong will be pulled from this game. He pitches 6 innings plus 1 out. 6 1/3 for Chen Ming Wong, and the fans appreciate it. And he's in to face a tough left-hander, and he's handled them well all season long.
Well, cross-firing left-hander, hard to pick up, especially for guys that haven't seen him before. He's going to be asked to get out one of the game's best hitters right here in a one-run ball game, but that's what his job is right now.
Chris Davis has hit .279 against lefty pitching this season. 6 home runs. He gets jammed on that inside pitch. Davis is hit .363 against righty pitching, so you can see the numbers scream out pitching change. So John Gibbons has made the call to the bullpen, and the bullpen has been a real strength of this ball club. Oh, he hit him. That's not what he had in mind. Chris Davis will reach first for the 3rd time in this game. He's been on base 3 times. A double, a single. Now he's hit by a pitch.
Well, John Gibbons coming right back out. He's got Neil Wagner throwing. He's going to want the right-hander face J.J. Hardy. Aaron Loop was in there strictly to get out Chris Davis, and just misfires a little bit. So Neil Wagner gets the call.
So Loop is out of the ball game. Neil Wagner, the hard-throwing right-hander, will face J.J. Hardy when we come back. for comparison's sake, we went back in history. The Orioles in 65 had a very good ERA, 0.70. Then the Giants in 68. Tampa Bay last year with Rodney Peralta, Baden Hop McGee, Wade Davis, and Cesar Ramos. And then you look at the Angels. That team featured Dave LaRoche, Ken Brett Dyer Miller, and Tom Griffin. Pretty good bullpen. The Giants team had some good closers, including Lindy McDaniel. Bill Monboquette was part of that. Ron Herbel and Frank Lindsay. But the Blue Jays have outpitched all of those great bullpens in the month of June. Best month since 1921. Neil Wagner to a good fastball hitter in J.J. Hardy.
Well, and the month's not over, so it's a little bit, I guess, incomplete, but what they're doing is a remarkable job, and there's a challenge still in this game.
Ball gets away from Aaron Sebia, and another ball that Chris Davis will move up on.
Well, right there, that ball now puts the tying run at second base.
Another wild pitch, and this ball is in the dirt, and you can see Aaron Sebia is late getting down to block the ball, and it caroms off his body. But now you change the entire mindset of the hitter. J.J. Hardy was thinking about an extra base hit to drive in Chris Davis. Now all he needs to do is hit a single.
Yeah, Chris Davis, we said it earlier, he's not the fastest guy, but he's a very good base runner. He understands and knows how to get a jump.
Wagner falls behind 3-0.
And if you think for a second that the Baltimore Orioles are going to roll over and hand you one, you get another thing coming. This team is professional with a manager that has got his players believing that you play all 9 innings as hard as you can.
And they were a little grumpy after losing last night. They lost in the bottom of the 9th, and Jason Hamill left with a lead, and they coughed it up in the bullpen. 3-1 to Hardy. Strike 2. Popped up over near the seats, and Encarnacion over, and it's well back out of reach.
Well, JJ just missing that pitch right there. And Wagner's going to have to be careful. And if I'm him, I'm going to try to crowd that inner part of the plate, not just throw it away and try to blow a guy away.
Of course, the Orioles got to the postseason a year ago, and they have thoughts of going back. Full count pitch back to Wagner. He gets a piece of it. Kawasaki there to make the play. Kawasaki unloaded that ball in a hurry. It'll be scored 1-6-3 in the scorebook. Second out of the inning. Davis goes to a third on the play.
Well, by getting the glove on it right there, Neil Wagner really saves a run. It's deflected over to Munenori, and he makes a quick snap throw over to first base. Pick up an out. Now with 2 outs, Chris Davis at third base, 90 feet away.
Travis Ishikawa, the Orioles first baseman, drove in Davis back in the 5th.
Well, this is the biggest out of the ball game right now. You've got the tying run at third base with 2 outs, and they have to make some pitches.
Ball and a strike.
Wagner paints the outside corner with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Neil Wagner trying to pick up Aaron Loop, who hit Chris Davis with 1 out. Strike 2.
Same play, same result. 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Loop faced 1 batter, and he hit Davis. Pulled foul.
And if you're going to throw another fastball, that's a great pitch right there. He tied him up inside. He's got him thinking away. He just was able to run it back inside. There's not anything, hardly any hitter can ever adjust to that. And you're looking away and you get the express on the inner part.
1-2. Fly ball. Melky Cabrera coming in left. The Chicago retired Luke gets some help from Neil Wagner. The Orioles strand another base runner. They've left 3. Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead. Authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Hashtag love this team, and why not? Trying to make it 10 straight wins. They haven't had a 10-game win streak since 2008, August 30th through September 9th of 2008 was their last 10-game win streak. Colby Rasmus has struck out twice against Miguel Gonzalez. Two and 0. Blue Jays would love to add to their lead against Gonzalez. He has been stingy. 2 runs on 2 hits. First run scored on a wild pitch. Borderline strike.
95th pitch for Miguel Gonzalez, so he's closing in on that 100-pitch mark, but the way he's pitching, I think Buck Showalter will let him go another one maybe, unless the Jays can rally and knock him out of the game.
Rasmus hits it high into right. Markakis has some room. Well in front of the warning track. 1 down.
Come find out why more Canadians trust Mr. Lube's trained technicians with their oil changes than any other quick lube. We're number 1 for a reason. Take good care.
Bit of a hazy day in Toronto. The roof is closed. There have been some showers in the area during the course of the afternoon. J.P. Arancini, the catcher, has struck out and grounded out. The Blue Jays have just 2 hits. They won a game back in April with 2 hits. April 13th in Kansas City. They won 3-2. Jose Bautista hit a 2-run home run off James Shields. 2 hits, and they beat the Royals 3-2. They're being out hit this afternoon by Baltimore 5-2.
When you can win games that are like this, you've got a guy really pitching well, and you've manufactured a couple runs, one with a home run, but you really feel like you stole one. That you didn't bring your A game. You did defensively, you did with the pitcher, but you didn't do it with your bats. And to win a game like that can really help a team, because you realize every day you're not going to be at your best. You're going to have those ups and downs. That's the human element of the game. But to figure out a way to win it, that's huge.
2-2 to Aaron Sevilla. He gets jammed and hits it to left. Nick McClouth comes in. 2 outs. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. He's got an update. Will Myers comes advertised as having a lot of power. He was part of that James Shields trade from Kansas City to Tampa Bay, and they just called him up. And, well, you talk about a memory, huh? Grand Slam home run at Yankee Stadium.
You don't forget that one.
Myers, 2 hits in the game. He's 2 for 3 this afternoon, including that Grand Slam home run. Bouncing ball right to Flaherty. Backhands it, and it's a quick inning. We have played 7 at Rogers Center. It's a heck of a pitcher's duel. Blue Jays have the edge 2-1. Oakhart Smooth Spiced Rum Bacardi is a proud partner of the Toronto Blue Jays.
And our smooth move of the game is the great effort over at first base by Edwin Encarnacion. He's Superman. He can do it from both sides of the field. Another great play there. And he's having fun. All smiles. Everybody else is having fun too, and that's our smooth move of the game.
Everybody has fun when you win, and you got to make sure you continue this. Darren Oliver last pitched on Tuesday against the Colorado Rockies at a 1-2-3 8th inning. This is his 21st appearance of the season. Oliver gets ahead of the number 8 hitter Ryan Flaherty. Rajay Davis comes into the ballgame defensively in left field, taking over from Melky Cabrera.
Well, the dugout has Mark DeRosa as the senior voice and the calming influence in the dugout, albeit with a Jersey accent. And in the bullpen is Darren Oliver. He's the grandfather down there that has kind of put it all in perspective for all the younger pitchers. Been around a long time and understands the art of pitching, knows his role.
And he is going to let the batter get himself out. He is not going to get himself in a tough spot. Just throws that breaking ball and fastball down and away. Darren Oliver is now 42 years old. This is his 18th big league season. Appeared in 62 games a year ago. Walked just 15 batters all year and struck out 52. Been with 9 different major league teams. Flaherty strikes out. Oliver gets the first man he faces here in the 8th.
Well, good location on the breaking ball, and it gets Flaherty to kind of extend and expand the strike zone. Keeps it down, starts at the knees and breaks off.
That's that hitter's perspective you see from that shot behind home plate. Taylor Teagarden, just his 5th at bat against a lefty pitcher this season. First pitch strike. High and deep to left. Teagarden has just tied it up. Second home run for Teagarden comes off Darren Oliver, and just like that, one swing of the bat, the home run has tied it up at 2-all.
Well, it's a fastball that Darren Oliver leaves over the middle, and Teagarden just jumps on it. This is a good ball club, and they're not going to give in or say die. Ball's out over the plate. This makes great contact.
Teagarden and Oliver were teammates in Texas in 2010, so Teagarden had an idea he might get a fastball, and he didn't miss it. Another good play by Encarnacion. He knocks it down. Oliver can't beat McLeod to the bag. A hot shot by Nate McLeod. Encarnacion knocked it down, but by the time Oliver got to the bag, McLeod was already safely across first. McLeod can really run, and you can see it's just a foot race, and he stretches for the bag just ahead of Oliver. McLeod has his second hit of the afternoon, and now Oliver's got to keep an eye on him. He is 24 for 27 in stolen bases, and there he goes. First move, Encarnacion's throw in time. Darren Oliver knew that McLeod was going to be anxious to run. Too anxious that time.
Well, that's just a huge out right there. You've got the meat of the Oriole lineup coming up, and you have one out with the go-ahead run on first, and you're able to snatch an out away from an aggressive runner. Good break right there. Good mindset for Darren Oliver, understanding situations.
Encarnacion did a great job to come and get the ball and give himself a good throwing lane to second. Machado went around. So McLeod gambled on the first move of Oliver, and it was to first. Manny Machado 0 for 3 so far. Strike 3 call. Darren Oliver gives up the game-tying home run, but the Blue Jays are tied here 2-2. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. Jays will take on the Minnesota Twins. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. There are special kids prize tickets in the 200 and 500 level outfield seats. After the game, kids 14 and under can rent the bases just like the pros. Call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations and pick up your tickets for Junior Jays Saturday. Lots of Junior Jays on hand here this afternoon. A big crowd, 42,361 on hand, and they have been entertained by a whale of a ball game. Miguel Gonzalez has retired 7 straight. Emilio Bonifacio had a good idea, but bunts it foul.
Well, for all the speed that Emilio has, he's had a tough time getting down some bunts that really could add to his overall repertoire.
Chase that high fastball. Gonzalez, 7 innings of 2-hit ball. He allowed 1 run to score in a wild pitch. He walked 3, struck out 5, and gave up the solo home run to Meiser Astures in the 5th. Taylor Teagarden with the home run, his 2nd career home run off of Darren Oliver. He is 2 for 3, and he put a charge in that one. Breaking ball, Flaherty backhands it. Bonifacio hustles down the line, 1 out.
The shortstop, number 66, Munenori Kawasaki.
Lots of Kawasaki fans in attendance here at Rogers Center. He got them all fired up in his last at bat when he just missed a home run foul down the right field line. He eventually worked Gonzalez for the walk.
Munenori's always been one of those guys to grind out the at-bats. He's not afraid to go deep into a count.
Right-hander Darren O'Day loosening up for the Orioles. He pitched in the game last night. Pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up a base hit, recorded a strikeout. Bouncing ball up the middle, base hit for Kawasaki. A 1-out base hit for Munenori Kawasaki. He's 1 for 2 with a walk.
Well, the go-ahead run now at first base, and the hero of last night's game, Rajai Davis, will be coming up here. Buck Showalter going to come out, probably make a pitching change.
He'll take the ball from Miguel Gonzalez, who leaves, allowing just 3 hits in a tie ball game. The runner at first is his responsibility. Darren O'Day into the game to face Davis. and live on your smartphone. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com/sports to get started. Miguel Gonzalez out of the game, 7 1/3. He lost 3 hits, and he turns things over to the sidearmer, Darren O'Day.
Well, there's the numbers for Darren O'Day. He appeared in yesterday's game. Did a good job. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, striking out 1 in yesterday's game. That one being Jose Bautista.
And Bautista's on deck. Bautista and O'Day have exchanged words after the strikeout, and really nothing materialized after that. Rajai Davis came in the ballgame defensively, top half of this inning. He'll get his first at bat of the afternoon. Davis with the game winner in last night's game, bottom of the 9th off Pedro Strop. An RBI single to left. Drove home Meiser Sturis. Kawasaki with a big lead at first. First pitch strike. Teagarden behind the plate's got a strong arm. He's caught 3 of 5 base stealers this year. Making just his 9th start of the season. We mentioned he started the year on the DL with a back injury. Kawasaki is 7 for 8 in steals. Davis gets jammed. Ishikawa goes to second. That's all they'll get. They get the lead runner. 2 down, and that'll bring Bautista to the plate. And last night in the 7th, he and O'Day matched up.
I can only imagine what was said. O'Day probably turned around and yelled, "Sit down," which pitchers get caught up once in a while. Nothing, no harm, but Jose took a little offense to it. Angel Hernandez told him, "Hey, son, let's just go ahead and play a game of baseball."
You ever tell any hitter to sit down?
Many times.
I knew you did.
I also told a couple guys that walked, I said, "You don't realize what a gift I just gave you."
So Bautista with Davis at first. Rajai had a stolen base in last night's game. Came in to pinch run for Melky Cabrera in the 7th, stole second, but was stranded there. O'Day chases Rajai back to first base. Davis is 14 for 15 in steals. You give him a chance to run with Bautista at the plate?
I would. You know, if he gets thrown out, you've got your 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up in the bottom half of the next inning.
Around the inside corner, Davis doesn't look like he wants to run just yet.
Well, I'm sure he's got the green light. It's up to him to get a pitch and maybe get a feel for when he wants to go, but I'm sure he has the green light.
Not going. Breaking ball strike to Bautista. I get a feeling we're going to see a lot more games like this when the Blue Jays match up with the AL East rivals from this point forward. They've raised their level of play. John Russell, the bench coach, passing on the signs to the catcher. Well, the crowd can do all they want, and O'Day is going to make sure he tries to keep Davis at first. Bautista has only 2 hits against O'Day, but they've both been home runs. He's 2 for 11. Casey Jansen is loose, just standing by. Should the Blue Jays take the lead. Two balls and a strike. Bautista's taken a couple of close pitches. 3-1 with Encarnacion on deck.
Well, good at bat for Jose. You get on via the walk, you've accomplished the same thing. You've got Rajai Davis at second base in scoring position for the next two hitters, which are your best hitters in the lineup.
3-1 pitch. Bautista pops it back out of play. Now you've got an interesting situation with a full count. I believe you've got to get Davis to run here with the chances of a possible line drive double play, but you got to create some movement, get him going. 2 outs, and he will be on the move, and you can see Ishikawa has backed up behind him. Bautista. There goes Davis, and Jose is out in front. His timing has been off all afternoon. He's gotten a few pitches to hit, and he just hasn't had that real good cut.
Well, Day can throw two different sliders, two different speeds on the slider. He can throw one a little harder, and that last one he took a little off, kind of just flips it in there. And that one got Jose out in front a little bit.
Full count, 2 outs. Davis with a big lead at first. Ishikawa playing behind him. There goes Davis. Bautista drives it down the left side. This is a home run. Jose Bautista. Number 16.
Well, there's nothing sweeter than when you're struggling, you can get the big hit to help your team win a ball game. And as Jose Bautista rounds third base, he has a nice little sing over to Darren O'Day. That's got to pick him up a little bit. He's just been really kind of lost during this streak, but picking his team up huge right there in a clutch situation.
Bautista hit the game-tying home run that started this win streak. And he may have just hit the home run that pushes it to 10. Encarnacion behind 0-2. Everybody on this club making contributions. Davis, DeRosa, Bautista, Kawasaki.
The old saying, there's no I in team. And it takes everybody 1 through 24 to make that effort to help win ball games.
Ground ball. Machado deep at third. Takes his time. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays have taken the lead. Jose Bautista's 2-run home run, his 16th of the season, has given the Blue Jays a 4-2 lead. Bautista, his third career home run against Darren O'Day, puts the Jays on top. 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Jose Bautista comes up big right here. Rajay Davis can back it on down as he rounds third base. Jose looks at Darren O'Day, and sweet revenge for him.
Bautista's now 3 for 12 against O'Day. All 3 hits have been homers. Casey Janssen into the ball game looking for his 17th save. Jose Bautista and O'Day exchanged words after the strikeout in last night's game, and he had something to say for him here as he reached home plate. Marquez is late on the fastball, and it evens the count. So Bautista got the attention of O'Day, and this is not going to go away. O'Day says, okay, I'll take that. These guys are going to play a few more times before it's all said and done.
Yeah, Sparky Anderson used to tell us, boys, you let your play on the field do the talking. That other stuff's just a waste of time.
2-1 to Marquez. This has popped up middle of the field. Rasmus in quickly, gets there, 1 down. Well, the bullpen once again. Darren Oliver gave up a home run with 1 out in the 8th. Aaron Luke faced 1 batter, hit Chris Davis. Wagner picked him up by retiring the next 2. Oliver gave up the solo home run to tie the game at 2-2. Adam Jones goes after the first pitch. Tough part of the order for Casey Janssen, Marquez, Jones, and Davis. But it's nice to have a 2-run cushion. Inside. Adam Jones is 0 for 3. His hit streak against the Blue Jays is in jeopardy. It stands at 17 straight. Fouled it back. Jansen jammed him with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, I don't know if there's many guys, and I think it's all part of that mentality of your closer that Casey Janssen gets into a mindset that is so focused.
Strikes out Adam Jones. 2 down. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Connected. Here's Jamie Thomas. Chris Davis has been on base 3 times. He's doubled, singled, and was hit by a pitch. Outside, 1-2.
Well, every day it seems like there's a new hero. Today it's Jose Bautista coming in big late in the game. Casey Jansen doing a great job to close it out. Neil Wagner doing a great job. Chen Ming Wong doing a great job pitching and defense, and then the timely hitting. Another Blue Jay W.
The Blue Jays have won 10 in a row. They've been out hit in 5 of those games, including today. Jose Bautista, the game-winning home run. We'll see you tomorrow. The Blue Jays go for the sweep. Stay tuned. Here comes Connected.